What is up, family? We are back.
Yeah, family, you know what it was, technical difficulties, but we are here.
Technical difficulties on slow. I could not. But we are back. So now let's give y'all some time to come on in the chat room with the family. We starting up something new today. I'm so excited about it. Come on back. We are ready.
Ready,
We are
set, go. Ready, set, go.
we are so ready. Let me I am ready. Come on into the chat room. Let's get this party started. We are talking about the art of listening today. Being the relationship alchemist, I got to talk about relationships too. We have to talk about relationships too. Being a spiritual couple in this conscious community, we got to take, these opportunities and put what we've learned through our relationship to use. So, y'all come on
Facts.
into the chat room. Let's go.
That's pure facts. And what this whole series is, because we know the importance and the valuable understanding of relationships. So when we talk about this love lingo, which my queen is an expert at, we're going to be talking about detailed strategies to build relationships with others, along with having a pure, divinely loving relationship with yourself.
Thanks. And that's, yeah, you're so right about that. I love what you said, babe. Let's not get too deep into it already because that inspired me, just that sentence that you said right there. So I need all of those people who was just in the last live stream, I need y'all to come on back. Let me share what's going on here because y'all were in there. It was like 20 something people had came in that fast. So I need y'all to get back in here with us. Let me go ahead and share.
King
Let
Amen,
me go
what's the
ahead and
deal?
share this. Let me go ahead and share this. Because y'all need to come back because at the end of the day, love is a big deal. Love and relationships are a big deal. Y'all need to come on back in the chat room. Let's give it a little time. I don't have no songs like Dream does on Sunday service, but I do have a book that I'm gonna tap into just to give people some time to come up in the chat room.
I got a song. Shit, I'm just waiting for y'all to move around so I can do my thing.
Oh
You
yeah.
feel me? Yeah, we in
Babe,
here.
but that would be a really great idea if we did come up with love songs that we can do. What's a love song that you know that has something to do with listening?
Hey, yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good
I
one.
would, I would not know. Uh, damn, that's all we jam is love song.
I know, but what's a love song that has to do with music? I mean, with listening. What's something? Do you know one?
That is a
That would
good
be
one.
dope. That would be dope.
You want some juice, Carl?
Peace,
Oh,
cyber
you always want some
peacemakers.
juice. You always want some juice, Carl. I know. I know you
Yes.
always.
Ross, you in Houston too? I'm not playing no more. I went into meditation today and had this whole, spiritual channel about this game night I'm about to throw for us, that I'm a host for us and create for us, that Dream and I are going to host and create, I should say. But if you in Houston too, that's really dope. Like we lit around here. Let us know if you in Houston, Ross, or if you just close. Anyways, peace to everybody that is in the chat room. Yes, ma'am. Wow, Houston is lit. Panic got to come on and come to Houston because we got some support down here. We got some spiritual workers down here, so we got it going. And y'all also let us know in the chat room if y'all know some good love music that has something to do with some with listening. Listening is so important in relationships. It's one of the most important things because you got to understand in communication, people always say, the relationship didn't work out because of poor communication, right? Or we struggle with communicating and expressing ourselves effectively. Communication is a two-way street. One part is expressive, one part is receptive,
Mhm.
right? And so the listening portion, of course, is the receptive portion. I ain't gonna get too deep in it right now. I'm gonna give y'all some more time to get in here, but that's what it is.
Man,
I am divine.
we was listening to Panic all day, family. This nigga here. He dropped some downloads too, but man, that thing was long, long, long. Chaos for real. I'm still amazed at Panic just to be able to do 5 hours sitting down in front of a camera just talking. You know what I'm saying? And that's when you understand like this whole thing is deeper than rap. You know what I mean? It's it's coming from a different place. And in this coming from a different place, you start to realize and understand that shoot, all of this is about the heart, your heart chakra. And we're gonna get into a lot of that, family, because that's what this thing is, family. I'm not gonna lie to you. Pure of heart. Wait until y'all see my talking to the ancestors video. Real for real.
Well, you just had to go in on that Panic, right? You just had to talk about what Panic did, huh?
Sure, we just was, babe, we been watching this motherfucker all day. This dude right here, 5 hours. This thing is too long. I'm talking about, goddamn. I'm talking about, man, this man need to get his stuff together. Shit, we looking at him for 5 hours. He probably asleep. But
Right.
shout out to Panic, man. He did a excellent job on breaking down the Boule fraternities and stuff. And yes, we will have C. Marie Long on the show so she can break down her book because she was dropping in that fraternity book. So, yeah, it's going down.
That's what's up to I am divine, divine acts of the law. That's what's up 100 miles right outside of Houston, Texas. That means you are in here with us as well. Y'all make sure y'all like the video as y'all are coming in, please, because that's going to send the message out to the other family that we are live right now. Again, this is such a huge topic, relationships between gods and goddesses, how gods and goddesses relate. This is a huge topic that is rarely talked about. So I'm so excited, babe. I don't even think you even know or understand how great of a new platform, new series this is, because people are always talking about relationships. Man, I can't find me a conscious queen. I can't find me a conscious king or whatever, whatever, whatever. The jewels and the gems that we're going to drop on this series that's going to happen on Fridays is going to help with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's really going to help with that. So y'all, we gotta do this. This is dope. This is dope. So make sure y'all are hitting the like button. Make sure y'all are sharing. Make sure y'all are doing all of that good stuff like that. That's gonna, let our family know that we're here right now. We're about to have a great conversation. All right. This book
Facts.
that I'm reading right now, let me show y'all. And y'all know I do mine like Bobby Hemmett. I don't read whole books no more. I just kind of pop it open and just see what pops up. But this is a great book that I'm reading right now that I think all of us could benefit from. I believe Khadijah actually recommended this book, Letting Go, The Pathway of Surrender. It's so good, y'all. This book is so good. And this book is going to be key in tapping into different aspects of your relationship, listening as well. All right. So it's dope. Let's get into this topic a little bit though. We talking about the art of listening. We are talking about the art of listening. I already just said communication and relationships relationships and communication in general, right, is a two-way street. It is expressive and it is receptive. It is your ability to, translate what you're thinking and how you're feeling. And it is the ability of whoever receiving those messages, their ability to take it in and understand on a deep inner knowing type level, right? So the listening that we're talking about today is not just the physical aspect of listening, right? Really think about this, y'all. A lot of times people don't be listening, you just be hearing, right? And there's a difference between hearing and listening. Hearing is simply physical, it means that your ears work. That's what
Mm-hmm.
hearing means. It means that your ears are working. Listening means that you are taking in this information and you're allowing it to go within you. You are breaking down the information that you're actually receiving, right? And you're striving to actually understand what you're hearing. All right. How many of y'all, let me know in the chat room, you can just do like a raise your hand or something like that. But how many of y'all in the chat room you've realized and recognized that you were hearing a person, but you weren't really listening to them because mentally, spiritually, you were not holistically there. You know, you just were not really there. You were like distracted. And you could be distracted with your own internal conversation. It don't got to be your phone. It don't got to be the TV. It don't have to be anything external to you. You can be distracted while communicating with your partner or anybody for that matter, based off of your own internal conversation. Who's ever been distracted with just the thoughts going on in your own head while somebody that you care about, somebody that you actually strive to want to understand while that person was talking? Raise your hands. Let me raise my hand, honey, because I know I have. I have.
What you say, babe? I wasn't listening.
Shut
What?
up. I can't.
Oh, you telling me you've been distracted when I was dropping jewels on you?
You know I've been distracted, I can admit, but I'm also making this, we also doing this
Wow,
right now because
wow,
we're practicing.
wow. Okay, y'all here. God
Yeah,
dang.
I mean, it's just real talk. It's just real talk. Like somebody been talking, and you just be like, I love what
Mhm.
Ross said. He be like, yeah, just smiling and nodding, but you're not really understanding and taking in a damn thing.
Damn, that sucks. I'm wasting my breath talking to your
Oh,
ass.
that's so
I
funny.
might as well be talking to a brick wall and shit. Fucking
Hey, you
around.
gotta keep it real.
God dang.
You got to keep it real, like real talk. And
Man.
the science of healthy communication in a relationship, listen to me this one, y'all. This is Jewel. The science in a healthy relationship that is transformative, that is growing, that is evolving, is for both partners to actually seek to want to understand more than you seek to be understood.
Mm.
How many of y'all have been in communication with someone that you love, somebody that you care about, and it seems like you really just want to get them to see your point of view, right? This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm trying to da, 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 da. Like you want them to understand, and this is something where you got to be honest with yourself with, like because we be like that sometimes, y'all. Like we be wanting to communicate with our partners and have, and come to an understanding, but we don't seek to understand our partners. We want them to understand us.
Mm.
You
Right.
know what I mean? We want to get our point across. But do you understand where I'm coming from? But are you feeling where I'm coming from, right? But if two people can both agree that they want to understand their partner more than they want to be understood, phew, like hell, you can communicate about anything and really get some good, solid information and answers from one another, right? You have to seek to want to understand more than you want to be understood.
Facts.
Yeah,
That's true. Yeah, that's so true because I know whenever we get in our disagreements or whatever, we kind of, we kind of have to sit back and dissect everything that the other individual is saying and then kind of uh, make sure that we heard them completely so we won't be still trying to prove a point or prove our point to let,
right.
so we basically letting go of ego and we have to because shit we're getting to rages that fight is not no you want to be proven right that ego is a must the demiurge shit is like oh no I'm about to show your ass shit hell no watch this so
That's
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 a
it.
huge point you're trying to prove God when we're both God and goddesses and it doesn't have to be like that it has to come from a space of okay I know we were battling over, something that was said, but let me sit back and understand how you came about it, and then, I can give my rebuttal or whatever.
Right, right. And that's what it is because a lot of times you and your partner will be saying kind of the same thing just in a different way. Like your partner may understood you the first time you said something, right? But because we're in our own heads whenever we're communicating or we're distracted by the TV or the phone, you miss the message, right? And so when we're talking about how gods and goddesses are relating to each other, we're talking about communicating and being able to hear past the words that someone is expressing, right? Because we all know, words only can describe but so much, right? Words are just not enough. It really just isn't. But when we tap into our inner ear, which there's actually a physical structure in your ear that makes up your inner ear. When we tap into that inner ear, now we can hear the subconscious of our partners, right? Now we can hear beyond the words and we can feel what they're saying. And when you can feel what someone is saying, then you can understand. Now we're communicating on a whole different level. Now we're communicating from a space where both partners are vulnerable. All right. So we got to go beyond just trying to wait, what you say? Hold on, what words did you use? See, I know for myself, I can get caught up on the verbiage.
Yep.
I can get caught up on the verbiage. Wait, what words did you use? No, that word is not going to work for me. Those words don't work for me. But that's ego. Okay, I can honestly admit that for me, when I get caught up on specific words, I'm in my ego, right? And when I can bypass the words and simply feel the vibration, now we're on to something else, right? So when we're listening, we are talking about vibrations. That's one, because words are simply vibrations.
hmm
It's
Yeah.
energy,
What
right?
space is
It's
this? What?
vibrations. And then we take those huh?
No, I was saying, what space is this coming from? Where are you trying to prove a point? Are you trying to, have the last word? Are you uh, living in some kind of fear? You know what I mean? Because it's inevitable. You have to get in uh, these discussions with somebody that you're relating with,
Hmm.
so you can be able to build upon y'all growth, is y'all understanding. So yeah, that's how I got a question for you, babe. What do you think comes out of you know a powerful argument?
I think what comes out of a powerful argument is one, better communication, two, a stronger, deeper love, three, a stronger, deeper understanding for one another, four, some healing can come out of that because a lot of times arguments are based off of our shadow selves, different aspects of ourselves that need to be healed. So if you do the proper work, you can look beyond this apparent circumstance, and you can tap into a childhood experience or something that happened a couple of years ago. You look deep within your lower self, right? And those lower vibrational experiences that you've had that has caused you to react and think in a certain way. So disagreements within your relationship are great if you can come to an understanding at some point, and it may mean you taking a step back, walking away, coming back the next day or the day after that to talk about what happened again. But ultimately, when we have disagreements, there's growth there. There's so much growth in healing whenever you're getting in a disagreement. Not even just a disagreement with your intimate partner, but a disagreement with hell, your mama, your daddy, whoever, right? Because if you feel any type of way about anything, excuse me, it's because you've been taught to feel that way about it. And so you have to ask your question, why?
Mm-hmm.
Why
Facts,
was I taught to react this way in these situations?
facts, facts.
So
Yeah, you know what I
disagreements
love
are
about
great, babe. So what do you feel comes out of disagreement?
my favorite thing that comes out of disagreements?
Oh Lord. What?
Y'all know what I'm about to say. That makeup sex. Boy, we get it in after we get in an argument. So I be arguing with her for no reason. Who the hell left this cup on the counter? That was you, huh, babe? Come on, come on.
Silly.
Y'all know you admitted. Let's go to the bedroom.
You are too silly. Yeah, that's great. That's great when we've
Oh, it is
actually,
great. Well, so what you trying to say?
y'all
So
see how
now
it's
it's
being
great,
good for
huh?
y'all.
Man, we about to stop this live, and I bet you we about to figure this thing out. Shit. I ain't
Y'all
playing with
see
your
how it's
ass. You
being.
better get your ass up. Nah, I don't play that.
Oh Lord, your acting skills right now are pretty bad, babe.
Man, now I ain't no good actor, right? Okay, okay. Why? Come off this thing then. Let's,
Your acting skills right now are pretty bad. We gotta practice. We gotta practice.
hey, okay. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. Practice. Wait until we get off of this thing.
Ah, you funny. You're funny, babe.
Damn, see, you always thinking I'm joking. All right.
You're
Okay.
funny.
Shit.
You are hilarious.
Nah, but that's what it is though. You already know what time it is. It's like you have to be able to understand that all arguments are a building process. You see what I'm saying?
For sure.
It's a step into y'all growing as a couple. It's a step into you growing with your parents as a mom and son relationship or mom and daughter relationship. It's these steps that we have to take to break these how did you say, like fear or lower or fear or this energy that we're confused upon. You know what I mean? I had to be real with my T Jones. I had to tell her, look, man, hey, look, I am all these statues and stuff you see in my house. I know what it means. Now, if you don't understand what it is, then that's your own problem. Stop telling me and stop asking me to go to church because I'm not going to church no more.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, mama, this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm moving in a whole different direction. She didn't appreciate me not going to church, but she appreciated me standing up for myself and saying, okay, I'm creating my own path.
Right.
And
And look, and without her even understanding, the spiritual knowing of that inner ear that we're talking about, she still could feel your truth. She still can feel that it was, this unwavering thing that you had come to reach. So we naturally have this inner knowing because we're all cosmic beings. So being an empath is something that we all are, right?
mm-hmm,
So when we're talking about the art of listening, we're talking about being intentional about being able to understand what someone is communicating with you beyond their words. Because when you listen from that inner ear perspective and your ego's not running rampant, see, the problem is our egos run rampant and we receive the vibrations. Our inner ear transmute them into, symbols which our brain perceives, and then we put our own perception on what we just received. I hope y'all got that right.
Mm.
The thing about listening is that we put our own understanding, we put our own perceptions, we put our own ego on what someone else is saying. And that's where we fall short. We put our own meaning on the words that they just used. And that's what we have to stop doing, right? Because
Mhm.
at the end of the day, what happens is we take information in and then we give information out. All right. We take information in, then we give information out. When we're talking about the art of listening, we want to take in and really sit with what we've just received. All right. We want to really just contemplate on it, but more than contemplate on it, you want to really kind of feel it and create a practice of doing that. Right. That's what it's all about when we're talking about the art of listening. We're talking about taking in, feeling what someone is saying, not putting our own beliefs on what they're saying, not putting our own limitations on what they're saying. All right.
Facts. Facts on facts. Yep. And in the Four Agreements book by Don Miguel Ruiz, shout out to the guy Don Miguel Ruiz. I got personal information that that he's critically conditioned, but he'll be all right. We're gonna make it. He's old though, shit. But the second agreement says, what does it say, babe? Don't take anything personally.
That's good. That's good.
Don't take anything personally. So it says, I got this part right here. It says, if someone gives you an opinion and says, "Hey, you look so fat," don't take it personally, because the truth is that this person is dealing with his or her own feelings, beliefs, and opinions. That person tried to send poison to you, and if you take it personally, then you take that poison, and it becomes
And you
yours.
make it your own. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I just said. We be
Facts.
taking in what people say and we make it our own. We put our own beliefs, our own understandings on it. And that's not how this thing is supposed to be done. Like, but then again, this is what you got to understand. Inner ear, right, is a right brain task, right? So it takes intuition, it takes creativity, it takes, imagination, it takes passiveness, right? That's a feminine aspect, to be passive, to be receptive, to just receive. All right. So we really have to intentionally put ourselves in that space of just receiving, just receiving, just receiving, just taking in this information. And what you said earlier, love, was so good because you said, you know, how you treat somebody else in relationship is really how you treat yourself. So if you are not listening to someone who you supposedly love or someone who you're looking to build with, and you're not listening for understanding, then how are you even listening to yourself for understanding? That means your intuition can be dropping dimes on you. Spirits and entities could be dropping downloads on you, but you're imposing your ego on what you're receiving, right? Instead of just being receptive to the channels, instead of just taking it in and just saying, okay, 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 and letting it be what it is. All right.
Facts.
That's such an important thing. Whatever you do as within, so without, right? As above, so below. So whatever you are doing in relationship with your partner, right? When it comes to communication, when it comes to listening, most likely you're doing that to yourself, right? You'll be
Yeah.
receiving downloads and channels, and now you got You have so many thoughts about the channel that you just received instead of just receiving the channel and letting it be what it be.
Facts. And you know what's so important about this aspect that you're saying, babe, when you're dropping these jewels? Um, we we have to remember this is a practice, family. So I don't want to know, it's all good and dandy. Everybody's, yeah, man, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, we got to be in that. But it's literally a practice. Me and D Ray practice this thing because she don't like me saying certain words to her or certain things, certain ideas, or raising my voice in a certain way. So I have to really level up because I'm coming from the hood. You know what I'm saying? So I got that. So you know what I mean? I got that type of swag in me. So I have to be able to step back, observe ego, and say to myself, okay, how could I respond better in the moments? Now, it's not gonna work out every time because our natural instinct is just to go back to what we know. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But the
Right.
bigger idea of a relationship is that you're giving up yourself.
Mm.
You're freeing yourself. So you're not. Panic said this a long time ago. He said he got with Khadijah. It's not about him being who he thought he was. He's a whole new entity now. He has to change. You have to change when you're coming one because you're building and you're observing the other person as a reflection of something that you probably want to work on or you need inside of you and vice versa. So now you cannot be the same, single person that's trying to do its own thing or something. You have to be in, you have to be one, a unit. You know what I mean?
Right. I love that. And the opposite of that I had to learn through our relationship and through listening was that sometimes maybe I was overly sensitive. You know what I mean? So in relationships, we listen for understanding, we listen for growth, we listen for evolvement. You know what I mean? Like we all want to grow. We grow in our relationships. That's what's supposed to happen. Some of y'all done been in relationships with a person that you was with just was not listening at all, and therefore they stayed the same, and therefore nothing changed about your relationship, and your relationship did not go to the next level, right? So that's what this thing is about, really being able to take information in. And so the inner ear, because we have an inner ear, right? The inner ear structure that is what neutralizes the vibrations that we receive is called the cochlea, right? And the
Mhm.
cochlea, I was supposed to share a thing with y'all, a picture of it with y'all, but the cochlea is a spiral, right? It's a
Mhm.
spiral, and it's the same kind of concept as you would think of as if your kundalini energy was spiraled at the bottom of your spine. It's that same type of thing. It's also what they call a maze, or like the labyrinth, right?
Hmm.
The labyrinth. And so what our cochlea does is when we receive information, when we receive auditory vibrations, it neutralizes it. So at the moment of us receiving it, there is no emotional meaning to what was said or to what we heard. Now that shit is dope, right? Peep this, y'all. The spiral, the cochlea, when it takes in information, it neutralizes those vibrations. Meaning there is no positive or negative to whatever we just received. All right? That's how you really got to look at this thing. There is no positive or negative to the information, the auditory vibrations that we just received. It's neutral. Then, when it goes to our brain, we determine whether what we received was actually positive or negative. So, in listening, you have a choice as to how you receive this information.
Mhm.
Hmm. So the best listeners are those who can, one, be very attentive, right? Be very attentive when they're listening, right? Be focused on what the person is saying. That way you can hear how they feel beyond the words. Because what did I just say? The words are neutral. The vibration of this auditory, of the sound, is neutral whenever it comes into your ear. It has no meaning until you place the judgment on it, right? So the best listeners are those who simply neutralize it. Don't give it any, oh, well, what you just said to me was wrong, or I really just liked what you said to me. The flattery of it or the disgust of it, like it's nothing. So in relationships, when we're talking about growing, when we're talking about building, we only want to take what our partner is actually giving us, not placing our judgment on it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
facts.
we all done been in a situation. Exactly, Ross. We all done been in a situation to where we just is like, you are not understanding what I'm saying. You are not receiving what I'm saying the way that I'm trying to translate it to you. And it could be two things. Maybe the person has poor word choice. I don't know. But another aspect of that is simply you're placing your own understanding on the words that they've said. You're placing your own experience, your own past experience on the words that the person that you're relating to have used, right?
Facts. Look what Don Miguel Ruiz said. This shit is funny. He said, taking things personally makes you easy prey for these predators, the black magicians. That dude's
Yes.
funny. He said they can hook you easily with and y'all should all know black magicians. That's good. That's you. We are the black magicians. We are this fuck the color scheme thing. Is just it is what it is. We're the magic. They can hook you easily with one little opinion and feed you whatever poison they want. And because you take it personally, you eat it up.
Right. You eat it up.
Yeah, it says you eat all their emotional baggage, and
Mm,
now it becomes your garbage.
it becomes yours.
Yep. So what we're talking about is transfer of energy. You know what I'm saying? Even in relationships with your friends, your mothers, your brothers, your coworkers, they're trying to transfer some energy because they don't want to see you succeed. They don't want to see you grow. They want to keep you in this state of where you always been. If you was just hypothetically speaking, if you was a depressed being or whatever, you know what I'm saying. So now when you're loud, uh, boisterous, and expressing yourself clearly, they take that as an offense because they're like they don't know this entity like that. You know what I'm saying? They know you as the shy, meek individual that's gonna play along to get along. But then when you're expressing God to somebody, now it's a problem.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So yeah, let your light shine. This whole thing with relationships and all of that is you being who you are divinely first.
Mm-hmm.
And in that step, in that process, once you grow and understand yourself, that knowing aspect of yourself, you become uh, free from somebody's opinions of you or any ideas of that like that to you. Or go potty, you know
And
I go potty.
and then peep this though. I was just this kind of came to mind while you were speaking, babe. That I love is y'all think about how attentively we listen to Bobby and we listen to Panic and we listen to these great teachers. Like we literally be like really like focused, like
Waiting for Panic to drop a jewel.
waiting for a dime to be dropped, right? And really wanting to understand that information to a whole nother level. We be wanting to understand, we be wanting to really, how us in the community be saying, understand. We be wanting to really understand, overstand, understand. We want to fully grasp what is being communicated to us.
Yeah, that
Who
nigga
can
Panic.
honestly say in the chat room that when our partner is speaking, we have that same will, that
Mm,
same yearn to want to understand? right? To really, that same yearn, that same will, that same, drive to really want to understand, to really be able to receive what is being said and apply what is being said. Because when Bobby and Panic Them is talking, we be like,
Mhm.
what? And then we want to try to apply it, right? But your partner could tell you something and you halfway listening, you barely want to understand, you probably just want them to be quiet, you just kind of want to be done with the conversation. You probably
Damn.
just like,
Damn.
yeah, okay, all right, okay. But that in depth, or even your partner asking you to make some type of adjustment to the way you communicate or whatever your partner may be needing for you to do, whatever your partner may be requesting of you to do. If Panic told us, go do this meditation, because I'm telling you from experience, I done listened to a Panic lecture and he done said, go do this meditation, it's gonna work. Go connect to your astral body and receive those downloads and it's gonna work. You're gonna do da 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 da. Honey, what? I'm doing it the same night. I'm gonna go and do it.
But if I tell
But
you to do
if my honey is like, babe, don't be so sensitive. I'm just
same thing,
talking, babe. I'm like, what?
yeah, they say the closer ones to you are the people that blah blah blah, all of that. But look, I got this Inanna book, and damn, I'm gonna find it. But no, what you saying, babe, is true because yeah, the people that we build with, that we that have our back, this unconditional love, it's a thing where you kind of take it for granted, but you have to be
Mm.
able to step in that love, step in the name of that love and say, okay, I love this person and I'll take their opinion because it's the mundane, the knowing, the okay, we're here forever. We've been through this lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes. Oh, I'm tired of talking to your ass. God damn.
Man.
So eventually, you get to a point where you start taking their words for granted or not really hearing them because you're so used to it. So, like numb to the idea. So now the better build is to have this attentive listening, like we're saying, the art of listening. And I'm gonna find this passage in this book real quick that I read. That was very, very powerful.
I love what you just said, babe. We definitely do go through that, through those
Oh shit,
moments.
you was listening?
Yeah, I
Gosh.
always be listening. Nah, you know what? Let me tell y'all something.
I know
We
you
got
be listening, babe. I know I already know what it is.
no, but I'm saying I strive to do a better job though. And y'all in the chat, we gotta strive to do a better job. If you and your partner are having some type of conversation that in there, first of all, you got to feel your partner, right? Like, I know sometimes, y'all, Dream doesn't just like to talk on live streams. He likes to talk all the time. He likes to talk all the time, y'all. We'll be watching a show, we'll be watching a movie, we'll be watching something. And he just wants to talk about what we're watching as we're watching it. And I had to be like, okay, just pause it, babe, so that you can talk and so that I can actually listen and understand what you're saying. Because if this show keeps going and you keep talking about the show as it's going, I'm going back and forth between you and the show, and I'm not even really receiving what you're trying to relay to me right now, right? So I'm saying that to say, whenever we are trying to build upon the relationships that we have, and this is not just relationships with your romantic partner, with your king or queen, this is your relationships with anybody that you want to build with. I ain't saying you got to listen attentively to everybody because it's some people that we on purpose, we just shut off. And it's just physical. Like Your information is just hitting my physical ears, but I'm not receiving it at all. And sometimes that is on purpose, sometimes that is for our protection. But we're talking about love lingo. We're talking about communicating with someone that you love, be it, a family member, be it your partner. Me, when I do my consultations, I got to listen with my whole heart and understanding. I have to listen to understand, not even to put my opinion, my viewpoint on things. I have to listen beyond their words and receive what their subconscious mind, what their spirit is actually communicating. And whenever you're doing that, you got to pay attention to word choice, because even the words that someone chooses to use has something to do with where they're really coming from, right? Like, where are you really coming from? Like Love said earlier, are you frustrated? Are you mad? Are you in fear? Are you, you know what I mean? There's so much to be translated when we are communicating, but hell, you cannot receive it if you simply being physical. And we are not physical beings, we are spiritual beings, right? We are spiritual beings having a human experience. So it becomes a skill and a gift of ours to be able to hear, to listen beyond words, because now we can give our partners and we can give ourselves what they actually need, right?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna tell y'all some of the other things Dream be doing. Babe, can we cuddle? Come over here by me. I'll
Yeah,
be
that don't even
like,
sound real. That don't even sound real.
I didn't say it like you, but those the words.
Yeah,
Babe,
damn.
babe, come over here by me. Babe, come over here by me. See, it ain't
Shit,
just
my
babe come. It ain't just babe come over here by me. That's just not what it is. He don't want me just sitting by him, right? You feel what I'm saying?
I
But the
don't know
words
what.
are, but the words are, babe, come over here by me.
Shit, I mean, I got both of my kids in the bed. Shit, we got to figure out something. Got the biggest bed in the world. Still be sleeping on the corner.
That is too funny. I'll be like, he want me to come
Co-
over here by him. Like we just about to.
Oh, no, but this is important though, family, because at the end of the day, when you really look at this thing, like our kids, I'm looking at my kids now, they do not listen to me already. And they about to be 2 and 4, like, and they don't listen. So you got to remember in these relationships, as a chaos being, as a as a titan, god, goddess, you have to know that we have to advance our level of understanding for the people that we love. This thing, this unconditional love, we have to be able to accept and understand where they're coming from, because at the end of the day, our family is a part of us. It's a big aspect of us. You know what I'm saying? D Ray is a reflection of me. So if I can't understand her vibe or her energy, then what am I saying about me? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You know what I mean? So you have to be able to really grasp these ideas and stuff like that. I used to go out with a stripper, and for some weird reason, you know what I mean, I thought we were on the same page, but obviously I was definitely uh, confused. I was definitely confused because we wasn't on the same vibration, we wasn't on the same pitch. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? Because I'm thinking she a stripper. I'm thinking it's all good shit. I'm good, but she was really searching and wanting some love and affection. Meanwhile, I'm being me, thinking like, oh, this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So that communication is important, because if you're not really understanding what each other wants and needs, then you're never gonna get to a common goal. You see what I'm saying?
Right. And that also comes with, understanding yourself on the many layers that are you. You know what I mean? The good and the bad, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because if you know and understand yourself, you can know and understand when you've just received some information from your partner and you made it into something else. Like you made that information into what your beliefs are,
Facts.
to
Yeah.
what your understanding is, right? And
Yeah.
so it's so important to receive and keep it neutral. Don't add your emotions to it. Because, like you said in the four agreements, when you add your emotions to it, then you've made it something different. Then it's no longer about whatever you're communicating on in the moment,
Hmm.
right? It's no longer about what you're communicating on in the moment. It's something else. It's something deeper than what's happening right now, right? So that's dope. So I got some challenges for us, right? Some challenges for us to improve our listening skills. Our listening skills, with our partners, with our, friends, with other gods and goddesses that we relate to here on this live stream and things of that nature, because we're communicating with each other as well. And so, a couple of things that we can do, and babe, you can chime in on each of these things. The first thing, always be in the present, always be in the now. Now, that can be so freaking challenging. Excuse me.
Hmm.
That can be so challenging to be in the now and to not be having, all of these thoughts going on in your head as to how you are going to respond based off of what they are saying. If you're thinking about your response, then where are you? You're in the future,
Hmm.
right? If you're thinking about what you're going to say, if you're thinking about everything that you have to say, everything that you want to get off your chest for you to be understood, then you're in the future and you're not in the present. And the part of the art of a major part of the art of listening is being in the now whenever you are receiving all of this auditory vibrations. When you
Woo.
are receiving all of this information, you want to be present so that you neutralize it and you don't add your ego, your beliefs, your thoughts onto that thing. It just is. And then that way you also give yourself a second or two, a moment or two to really digest what you receive. If you receive something and immediately when a person stop, you already back talking, you didn't hear nothing that person just said. Because if you did, you would have to process it.
No, that's good, babe. I love that because at the end of the day, not trying to harp on this stripper girl, but I wasn't in the now. I wasn't present in the now in understanding what she needed as her own entity. So I'm already having my own stereotypes with her because she does a certain service, or job that I didn't particularly at the time see that was it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? It's still divine in its own nature. So now when you're saying this, it all makes sense because if I wasn't judgmental already and thinking like it was a game or what blah blah blah, you know, um, well I still probably wouldn't have been with her shit. I'm lying.
Yeah, you okay.
No, but you see what I'm saying? I'm trying to get to the idea of
You will
you
place
can't judge
judgment.
nobody by how they sound, what they do for a living, who they are, and who they are in their past and all of that. I mean, think about Kanye and Kim Kardashian. That motherfucker gotta be completely in the now to be with her. Shit, because just of her past and everything, you'd be like, damn, how are you dating her?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But there's something inside of him that's saying, okay, I'm listening to what she's saying, I'm dissecting all this information, and something in her information or in her being is resonating with me as truth or power.
Right, right. I get that. Yep, and so that's what it is. That's what it is. That's a challenge within itself, just to be in the now while somebody's talking and to fully seek to understand. That's a whole nother. It's dope. It's dope. So that's an internal challenge within yourself that you'll be having going on. As somebody's talking, once you feel yourself kind of wandering off, say, okay, let me come back. You feel yourself kind of wandering off, let me come back. Same way you would do if you were like in meditation or something like that. Always come back. And then again, give yourself a moment or two to process what was communicated before you respond. Because that immediate response is typically ego, protection, defense mechanism. But when you give yourself that extra second or two, you allow your true self, your inner self, your spirit to rise up and really reveal to you what's actually happening. And so that's why the next thing in effective listening is asking yourself as the person is communicating, what are they really trying to tell me? What are they really trying to communicate, right? That's the next thing. So again, you shift the focus on what you are perceiving, and you are asking spirit, the infinite thing that is within you and I, you are asking that, in general, like, okay, what are you really trying to communicate to me? What are they really saying? Okay, what are you really saying? Again, asking that question is going to give you that moment in between your automatic response. This is also how we heal from different things that have triggered us, right? This is also how we heal, or how we, you may know a trigger that you have. You may know something that you are in healing from, meaning you've already made the realization on what the issue was, what started it. Now it's time for you to actually implement it, right? Taking that moment and asking what is really happening here, right? Taking that moment and asking yourself that allows you to change your automatic response. The more you change your automatic response, the more you are actually working your way up to being completely healed from a certain aspect of yourself, right?
Yeah,
That's
facts.
important. That's important because, again, the automatic response, right? The just, when you just flying off, you just going
Hmm.
off of the mouth, right?
Hold on, let me fly off real quick. So, no,
You so silly.
no, but that's true, babe. Because what you're saying is, you know, that's what I mean. You can't take anything personal, and in not taking nothing personal, just like this four agreements is saying, you
Mm-hmm.
have to not make assumptions of.
Mm-hmm.
So you're already ready to uh rebuttal before the person
Right.
even finishes their damn sentence, or before they're, you know, able to communicate with you pure heart their ideas and thoughts, instead of you trying to pour back inside of them, trying to prove your own self. That's ego, that's demiurge, you know what I'm saying? And I, just like I said earlier, this is a practice. This is not um, something that's gonna happen overnight. It's practice, practice, practice. You get better every time, things happen. Like me and D Ray, we build and we discuss and we dissect, and then we always come back into agreements or into understanding of, God, goddess, you know what I'm saying, just that chaos energy, like, okay, I appreciate what you said, and blah 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 blah, so it's just
Yeah,
building. That's what this whole thing is. Build. What does building mean? Growth, getting to that high rise.
for sure. I love, oh man, yeah. That's what it is. That's what it is. Then the last thing you want to do whenever you are in communication and you're trying to really understand what someone is communicating with you, tap into what feelings arise as you are in conversation, right? Because like I said, we're all empaths. So a lot of times we can feel exactly where the person is coming from. And based off of those feelings, now we know how to respond. Now we can understand what is truth, right? So challenge yourself to be in the now. All right. Give yourself that extra second, that pause, that moment before you start going in, right? Really ask yourself, what am I receiving? What is being said to me right now, right? And then three, what feelings are arising as I'm listening to this right now, right? Because again, there's two things. Either you're feeling the feelings of that person, or you are being, not to say triggered, but or you're reacting, I should say. You're having a reaction to what you are receiving. All right. So it's those two things. And only you will know. And the best communicators are those who can draw in information and neutralize it, right? And let it maintain its neutrality, right? Let it maintain that, right? That's the best listeners, being able to really understand. And it's kind of just like, okay, okay. And then something that you can do whenever it's time for you to, give feedback is rephrase what you think or what you feel they just said. That way we can get some clarity. So you can say, so if I'm hearing you correctly, or, correct me if I'm wrong, but are you saying this, and this, right? And that may sound too textbook. I know that may sound too textbook. It may sound like you're sitting in here with a, you know, therapist or something. It may sound like that, but that's a part of effective communication, giving feedback and being able to uh, let the person you're communicating with, let them know that you actually understand what they're saying. And if you actually get it wrong, that gives them an opportunity to clarify, right? Because that's important, because in relationships, when we're relating with gods and goddesses, we want to come to an understanding. Like, I want to understand you on many levels, on all levels if possible. I want to understand you. So that's what we have to do. Ask clarifying questions if you need to. Rephrase what they just said and ask them, if I'm, am I getting this right here? Or so then you can be responding from an authentic place.
Yeah, facts.
Sometimes we be having disagreements and responding to something that I don't even have a problem with. So it's about seeking to understand more than you want to be understood. Seeking to understand more than you want to be understood. That's what it's about. Okay. And so, yeah, y'all look forward to us coming on every other Friday. I'm not at this moment, I'm not going to fully commit to every Friday, but I'm going to say every other Friday around the same time that we just did it today. It's going to be all things relationship, how the gods and goddesses relate. This is important, right? How gods and goddesses relate. And then we'll talk about how goddesses relate to one another. So it may be a sister sister thing, a brother to brother thing, a business partnership type situation. Whatever, spirit channels to us to communicate and talk about, that's what we're going to talk about. It's going to have something to do with relating to another person. All right, relating to another energy. That's what it's about. And so, yeah, you got anything to add, babe?
Oh yeah, you already know what time it is, man. Every other Friday, we making it 2020. Y'all know what time it is. It's going down. We gonna bring these relationship ideas, and y'all send us relationship questions too, because
Facts.
we're gonna be pure heart and honest with whatever kind of thing happens, within us. You know what I mean, in our relationship, in our build. So y'all send us that. Y'all send us that. Y'all know what the links will be in the description. Um, Sunday service, Trav, man. Y'all know what time it is. It's going down. trial, the first one of the year. It's gonna be powerful. We're gonna have just let me say this: it's gonna be a big surprise. So y'all want to be in attendance, front row at the pew, for real, for real. What else? Yeah, man. Y'all know what it is. Practice, practice. All of this stuff is a practice. Just like Jamar was talking about the meditation and Shigami was talking about meditation. Yeah, these are just practices. So we can't, think everything. Don't look for action, reaction. Okay. Think about this thing as I'm taking these small steps and all of a sudden stuff is starting to change for me. You know what I mean? Like my vibration is starting to match what I've always been thinking. So it's powerful, family.
Right. That's facts. That's facts. So yeah, definitely y'all meet us back here on these Fridays. I'll be putting posts to let you know what we're going to be talking about. Again, I think it is so very important that y'all send us messages, questions, email them to us, leave them in the comments of something that you want to talk about that is to do with relationships and relating to gods and goddesses. Let us know in the chat room. Chaos family, right? Let us know in the chat room. That's going to be very dope. Also, I want to start doing like a music segment on this thing. I don't know how, without getting copyrighted or whatever, but I love songs. Okay. So I'm gonna figure out a way to incorporate that into it. Maybe we can just have a song of the day, a song of the night, something for us all to groove to set our love intentions right and all of that good stuff like that. I think that's a great idea. Let's do that. And we're gonna pick a song right now that I think Ross put up there, babe. We're gonna put it in the comments. We're gonna say song of the night was Music Soul Child Love. Okay. Um
Oh
what
hell no, hell no. You talking about another nigga? Hell no, I don't know no Roz
See
nigga.
how you do? See how you do? You silly.
Hell no, I don't know no Roz nigga. You better chill out with that shit. Shit. Where Roz at? Roz, you in Houston? Oh, okay. Okay, my nigga, okay. I'm on his ass. Shit. Shit, I'm on your ass too. You wanna make up?
You want to make up? Yes. Yes.
Oh shit. Yeah, y'all know what we about to do. We about to do not a motherfucking thing. Cause our two kids got us locked up. Won't let me out.
That is too fun.
And won't let me out. Hey, y'all give us a movie real quick. Come on, man. Come
Yes,
on.
please in the chat room, give us a movie. We've been trying to find a movie for like the last week and have not been successful. Tell us something to watch, y'all.
Nah, but Rod, I didn't even know you was in here. Yeah, I did. I thought I sent it to like Dallas or something, huh? Or something like that. So yeah, the guy might be close to us. So yeah, it's going down, man. Look.
No, for
Hey,
sure.
the H-Town family, man, we say, look, I was telling my queen this earlier. Like that New York thing is they have, whatever, they can say they started all this consciousness stuff or whatever, we don't want to say like they didn't in America or in the West. But the South is these people that's grown from the South is a whole different entity, a whole different breed. Like, look at Bobby. You know what I'm saying? I can't make this stuff up. Look at our music. You already know this H-Town music, all of that, the screwed and chopped. This is creative energy. This is a whole nother thing, whole nother being. We're taking off. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, man, we got some talent down here in the H, man, and it's going down for real in the South, period.
Right. So on that note, y'all, for real, we're gonna get together, not just the Houston Chaos family, but we're gonna create a traveling show, for lack of better words. We're gonna create a traveling event. I already started yeah, you out there, Ross. You out there. You out there, I-45 Spring, Woodlands, Conroe, you are out there.
But that was close by because Mook stayed out there for a little bit and then she moved closer to us, so that was powerful. But you know, you never know. It's going down, it don't matter.
Yeah, we be hitting up a
John,
cat.
you in Louisiana? Oh shit, it's going down. I didn't know, I didn't even realize. I got my homegirl Kendra, she in Louisiana too, so shit, you already know what time it is.
Right, but even if we brung the show to New Orleans and then so on and so forth. But it was funny because during meditation today, it was all coming to mind. So I ain't gonna speak on it because when you have these great ideas, you want to keep them to yourself until they're cultivated more and they kind of get unfuckwittable. But as I was meditating today, it definitely came to mind. So y'all stay on the lookout. Definitely, this spring, this summer, we're gonna have an event actually for us to do, but the Houston Chaos family, we can get together, go bowling. We can just schedule a weekend, a Saturday or something like that. Probably 3-4 weeks in advance, or 2-3 weeks in advance, whatever y'all need. Hell, we always ready. Schedule something in advance. We say on this day we're gonna go bowling at this bowling alley. Let's go. And whoever meet us up there, you meet us up there, and we have fun.
She lying, man. We ain't always ready. These two kids are chaos beings. So we need babysitters, we need all of that. So it's not always ready. That stuff is not no joke. But yeah, y'all know what time it is, family. We'll see y'all next time. It's going down. Love Lingo. Peace
How the
out.
gods and goddesses relate. Peace.